Well, I wouldn't be sat here if I didn't think that. I'm not just, I'm not saying I think there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. I mean, a little bit of arrogance in players is a good thing, as long as you don't overstep the red line. And I think as a coach, I think it's me to control that. I think the most important thing, sitting here looking at the 3 games, is yeah, we probably are underdogs. If I live in square pegs, square holes, round pegs, round holes. I live in that world. I do believe if everyone brings their A game to the table, and I'm a big believer. Sometimes you've got to flick systems. I've played 2-3 systems in 90 minutes. I think you've got to be flexible, and I think when you coming up against teams which are higher ranked and better teams, so-called better teams, what you have to remember is that we've improved immensely. We have improved. I think our work ethic's improved. I think out of possession we've improved. I think in possession we've got a lot of young players who are coming through, and given time, I think they'll really come to the fore and strengthen us in certain areas where I think we maybe have a little bit of a maybe we're not as strong as other teams, and we have to make up for that with energy, tactical nous, and most important, we've got to play a game plan which is going to cause teams problems. And I think we do have those two, those skill sets in our toolbox.
Coach, I have 2 questions for you. There is a 5 defender in your team. Is there any lackings? Or my second question is, can you describe the changes? What are the changes?
We haven't really changed much. We changed the goalkeepers because really we've got Millie's an under 20, so I really wanted to Rutner obviously would be first choice, and Swanner and Millie. But most importantly, I do, when you've got young players and young talent, and it's an opportunity to actually blood them, give them an opportunity to actually, it's like having a young bird. If you clutch its wings, you never know whether it can fly. If you let it go, it either drops to the ground. So it's not make or break, because these are all going through a learning process. It's a journey for these girls, and I think they're on a really exciting journey. And I think Bangladesh women's football is on a very, very exciting journey moving forwards. Maybe some people may not agree with that, but that's my point of view.
And the defender, there are just 5 defenders.
5 defenders. Reason being, I brought Neela in because I needed a little bit of experience. Because if I wanted to flick it and go play 3 at the back, she can play as a left-sided centre back. Shamshana is more of an attacking. If I went to play 3 at the back, she'd be more of an attacking wing back. Hence, Shuni can do the same on the other side. So 5 defenders. Most importantly, I always think it's 2 centre halves for each position. I.e. Feda Kouati and
Rita. Join
Shuriapu. But we've got Joinab as well, who in many respects is a really exciting young talent. A lot of people sometimes think it's too young to throw players in at the deep end. But I'm a big believer in you give people an opportunity, and whether we've picked 4 defenders or 5 defenders or 6 defenders, you're never going to be successful with 11 players only. You've got to use your full 23-man squad.
Coach. In last time when he visited Myanmar, that was 2018. This time Myanmar beat us 5-0. And that was a not good result, because Myanmar make draw with Nepal. We make draw also with Nepal. After that, we got 2 sub trophy, and we beat a higher ranking team, and also make draw last month in Jordan and Indonesia. Is it possible this time to beat Myanmar or make draw with them and qualify the final round?
Well, firstly, I'm not really, I don't really, you know, there's no saying, you know, there's no harm in looking back, but don't look back and stare. You know, historical data, historical results, invariably, sometimes are a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow. But the most important thing is, you've got to look forward. And I'm not looking back, I don't look back, I look back at UAE, and I think what a great learning exercise it was. I look back at SAF 2024, yeah, it was a great experience. We're playing with the big girls now. You know, we've got to be realistic. It's not about going into. You're not walking into the cauldron's den. You're actually the lion's den. You basically say to yourself, can we go and match up and pit ourselves against teams which are of higher quality? Yeah, we've shown we can do it against Indonesia and Jordan, but that's history. Now we've got to move on, and we've got to come up with we've got a plan. We looked at Bahrain, we've done this video analysis on it, I've studied them, I know how they play, they're very direct, they're a very physical side, they get bodies numbers in forward, but they defend very, very deep. So it's not like we haven't done as research and as homework, but you never ever know what team is going to play until that whistle goes at 7 o'clock on the 29th of June.
Fardin, please.
Captain, Jordan এবং ইন্টারনেটের বিপক্ষে আপনারা ভালো করেছেন ওই ম্যাচের আত্মবিশ্বাসটা নিয়ে এই সিরিজে কাজে লাগবে
অবশ্যই কাজে লাগবে কারণ যেহেতু আমরা বরাবরই হচ্ছে সাউথ এশিয়ার ভিতরে খেলছি নেপাল ইন্ডিয়ার সাথে বেশিরভাগ যখন আমরা এশিয়াতে খেলতে গেছি তখন আমাদের কোথায় ভুল হয়েছে কোথায় ঘাটতি ছিল সেগুলো আমাদের বোঝার ক্ষমতা হয়েছে কারণ জর্ডান আর ইন্দোনেশিয়ার সাথে খেলার কারণে তো আমরা মনে করি যে হচ্ছে জর্ডান আর ইন্দোনেশিয়ার সাথে খেলাটা আমাদের খুবই কাজে দিবে এই টুর্নামেন্টের জন্য
ফাইজুল ভাই
আমি একটু আপাকে একটু ডিসকাশন করছি আপা অভিনন্দন আপনি সব টিমকে বাংলাদেশ দলকে র্যাঙ্কিং এ বেশ অগ্রগতি পরে আজকে আমরা আবার এখানে সবাই একসাথে হয়েছি এবং ভালো প্রদর্শনী যাচ্ছে শুরুতে একটা অনুরোধ করতে পারেন আপা প্লিজ এরপর থেকে যে আমরা যে আয়োজনটা থাকে প্রেস কনফারেন্স আপনি প্রথম দায়িত্বে আছেন অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্টটা প্লিজ আশা করি খেয়াল রাখবেন কারণ সবাইকে দাওয়াত দিয়ে আনার পরে এইভাবে দাঁড়িয়ে থাকাটা একটু সবার জন্য বিরত কারণ
কে দাঁড়িয়ে আছে
আর প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে যে এই
ক্যামেরা পার্সন বলতে দাঁড়িয়ে আপনি বসেন ওখানে আমার চেয়ার আছে পিছনে আমার চেয়ার আছে
আসলে বলতে দেন না প্লিজ একটা সাজেশন দিচ্ছে তো প্রশ্ন না
আচ্ছা প্রশ্নটা এই যে সেই মিয়ানমারে আবার যাচ্ছে বাংলাদেশ 2 বছর আগে যেখানে অর্থের বিষয়টা নিয়ে যাওয়ার সুযোগ হয়নি অলিম্পিক বাছাই ছিল অলিম্পিক এশিয়ান কাপ বাছাই তো এটা কতটা আপনি মানে বুস্টার এবং ওভারঅল দেশের ফুটবল কালচারটা মনে ফুটে উঠছে যে বাংলাদেশ দলের কোনো নিরবিচ্ছিন্ন কোনো জটিলতা ছাড়াই সফলগুলো করতে পারছে এবং ভালো ফলের জন্য প্রিপারেশন নিতে পারছে আপনার জন্য খুব ভালো লাগবে
অবশ্যই ভালো লাগবে কারণ জটিলতা ছাড়া যখন কোনো কাজ হয় সেটা সবার জন্যই ভালো নেওয়া যাচ্ছে অবশ্যই ভালো লাগবে
Coach, Niloufar Yasmin Miller, if I am not wrong.
Sorry?
Niloufar Yasmin Miller, defender.
Yeah, she's the fifth defender because that threw me actually because we've actually converted Nabiron from a forward back to a centre back. That's the reason why.
My question is that she's maybe from among 18 players who are not previously in your team. She returned maybe.
Well, she's been with us all the time. She never went anywhere because she was here, and I just said to her, being the fair and honest and candid person I am, I did say to her, come in, it's a new start, as I've said to everybody, if you want to throw your lot in and show us what you can do, and her attitude's been excellent, she may give us that little bit of balance. She knows, she realises that I brought her in as backup, so that's the reason why, and there's no ulterior motive. I've just been very frank with her, and I said, come in, and she's shown a good attitude, she's got herself fit, because she wasn't fit, and I've been pleased with her attitude.
Coach, do you think conditions will be a challenge for you?
The conditions?
Yes.
I built a club in Yangon United. They brought me in to do, not just coach the team, but actually build the academy and build the club. And I spent a year there. I understand the Yangon and I understand the Burmese people. I spent a year there. That's the difficult thing.
But your footballers will play.
Sorry?
But your footballers will play in that condition.
I don't think the condition will be much different to here, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think you're in the midst of a monsoon season. I think they're probably in the same boat as well. What does concern me is training facilities. But it is what it is. It's the same for all others. I think we have to, don't sweat the small stuff. Let's be positive. Let's really concentrate on what's going to get us over the line, which is good organisation, good football. We don't smash it forward anymore, we look to play. And I think that is a real sort of, our playing style is more sort of defined now in terms of actually how we wish to play the game.
মিয়ানমারের সাথে আমরা 2018 সালে অলিম্পিক বাছাইয়ে 500 হেরেছিলাম এবং তুর্কমেনিস্তান এবং বাংলাদেশের সাথে এর আগে আমরা কখনো খেলিনি। তো এই দুটো দল নিয়ে আপনাদের পরিকল্পনা কি কেমন?
কোচ এটা নিয়ে আমাদের সাথে বসে ভিডিও ক্লাস করেছে, তারপরে মাঠে দেখিয়েছে যে বাহরাইন তুর্কমেনিস্তান কিভাবে খেলে, আমরা তাদের বিপক্ষে কিভাবে খেলবো। তো ওইভাবে আমরা প্র্যাকটিস করেছি, তো আশা করবো ভালো হবে ইনশাআল্লাহ।
Coach, our main thing is to score the goal. Against Indonesia, we missed a lot of chances. Also in UAE, we missed a lot of chances. Are you confident our forward line to score the goal and win the match in Myanmar?
Listen, the time to start worrying is when you're not creating chances. I've always believed that. And I think we've got a new forward line. I encourage him to play a high press. I've selected players that I feel can play the way I want them to play, and the way I feel the supporters want the team to play, with energy, enthusiasm, passion. I'm not into watching teams play walking pace football, but I think we're getting with wins, successes, victories, call it what you want, comes confidence, and with confidence, players have the ability to actually, create things. We create chances. You're gonna take chances. You're gonna look. Goals change games, irrespective. And I just think we have to. We're on a journey, and whether that journey, where it takes us, is the exciting part about it. It's the sexy side of it. Is that football is. It's all about taking your opportunities at the right time, and I always believe that luck is where preparation meets opportunity. If you don't take your chances, you don't win games.
And what about Nobiron? Which place he play? He has a forward or defender.
Nobiron's been great. She's a breath of fresh air. She's a bit of a character. I just looked at her and I just thought she's not she's one you can throw up front, but she's a centre back. In my opinion, she needs to learn. As I've looked at a lot of players and changed Halima from a right-sided player who can play right wing back, can play right back. I've shuffled the pack a little bit, and the players are happy with it. We've got a lot of. You need versatility in football, and if you're not versatile, you're going to really struggle, especially in the modern day game. Because the game's change, and the game is constantly evolving.
Coach, best wishes to you and your team. Hope that Bangladesh can qualify for the first time Asian Women's Championship. So, rumor that you have some suggestion regarding the women's facilities and food and something like that. You are quite unhappy for that, and also there is quite big rumor that after the championship you may think about to stay on Bangladesh or this team.
No, you're going to get rumours constantly, especially when teams are doing quite well. I think when it comes down, we'd all love better facilities. I think, as I said, Bangladesh from a sports perspective, it's a bit of a change. You're having 2 new fields built. Would I like to have better facilities? Yeah, of course I would. You know, but I understand the situation. I understand the circumstances. Regarding my personal situation remains a personal situation. It's not there to elaborate on, especially before a major tournament.
Muslim bhai.
Captain, জর্ডান এবং ইন্দোনেশিয়ার সাথে ভালো একটা এক্সপেরিয়েন্স হয়েছে আপনাদের, যেহেতু তারা অনেক ছিল বাংলাদেশের সাথে। আপনি নিজে বললেন যে সেখানে ভুলগুলো এবং ঘাটতিগুলো ধরতে পেরেছে। এই জায়গায় মিয়ানমারে যে কম্পিটিশনটা রয়েছে সেখানে কিন্তু যে দলগুলো সেগুলো অনেক শক্তিশালী এবং তারা তাদের সাথে দুটো দলের সাথে খেলার এক্সপেরিয়েন্স আছে। সেই জায়গায় ভিন্ন ধরনের প্রশ্ন আমার সেটা হচ্ছে এখানে ডিফেন্সে মাসুরা এবং মিডফিল্ডে সঞ্জিদা আর ফরওয়ার্ডে সাবিনাকে মিস করবে কিনা, কি মনে হয় যে তারা থাকলে আসলে দলটা স্ট্রং হতো এবং এই বিষয়টা আমাদের আরো ভালো করা যেত? এটা কি মনে হয় যে তাদের আসলে অবস্থান থেকে যাচ্ছে হবে?
No comments.
Oh, good girl.
Last question.
There's a few tricky ones in this room who are like to talk a bit of controversy, don't you? You cannot help yourselves, can you? You just love to like churn up old stories. That's not fair asking a young girl that question. If you're going to ask that question, you ask me.
Can you answer?
Yeah, no comment. Yeah, no comment.
Sorry, I have to again. This mission is very important for Bangladesh teams in Myanmar, against Myanmar, Jordan, and against Myanmar, Turkmenistan, and Bahrain. Those are strong teams in Bangladesh. If you think there is a lacking of the defender Mastura Parvin, midfielder Sanjida, and forward Sabina Khatun, what do you think? If they are including this squad, that will be a strong team?
I don't have anything to say about any other individual other than the 23 players. You want to talk about, you've not mentioned Omela. Omela is one of the most talented young players that's probably going to walk through these doors at BFF, and nobody knows about her, nobody's even spoken about her. Now, in my opinion, you know, old news is old news. Leave the narrative. Move on from it. You know, we've got good. I've picked the best 23 players I feel are best suited to go in and be successful. Old news, leave it. Let's move on.
Last question, please.
পরপর 2টা সাব জিতেছেন আপনারা, 4টা খুব বড় টিমের সাথে খেলে এসেছেন বাইরে গিয়ে। এখন কি মনে হচ্ছে যে বাংলাদেশ টিমটা বড় টিম হয়েছে? অস্ট্রেলিয়ায় যাওয়ার স্বপ্ন আপনারা দেখেন কিনা?
অবশ্যই আমরা স্বপ্ন দেখি কোয়ালিফাই করার, ফাইনাল রাউন্ডে খেলার। আমরা সেটাই চেষ্টা করতেছি, মিয়ানমারে গিয়ে যেন আমরা কোয়ালিফাই করতে পারি। বাহরাইন, তুর্কমেনিস্তান, মিয়ানমারের সাথে খেলবো, ফাইট করবো, ইনশাআল্লাহ ফাইট করে আমরা যেন অস্ট্রেলিয়া যেতে পারি। আপনারাও দোয়া করবেন।
সবাইকে অসংখ্য